Hey man, Theo and I wanted to take just a few minutes today, and we want to give you some important information regarding our facilities here at Eastside Christian Church. And we want to make sure that you hear everything we've got to say, so we kind of wrote it out to make sure that we're on the same page with this. The newer part of our building that we're sitting in from the gymnasium back, it is hard to believe, but it is 13 years old now. And if you've noticed, it has started to show some wear and tear that we just got to address. Just like our own homes, things wear out once in a while, other things kind of need spruced up. And this building gets an incredible amount of use. And it's just time that as a family, we address some of those issues. In addition to some of the wear and tear that we've had in our building, we've had some very important equipment that we have here that has reached its lifespan, and some of it just needs to be replaced. And so last fall, our elders started thinking through all that. We've been talking about how we're going to take care of that, what would it all entail. And then the big freeze came at Christmas. Anybody remember that? Okay. And we had some pipes break right behind us, caused significant damage in our office areas. And so obviously the scope of what needed to be taken care of in our facilities increased dramatically during the Christmas holiday. And so this weekend, we are announcing to you a home improvement project to God's house here at Eastside, and we couldn't be any more excited about that. Starting in the next week or so, that project will begin, and you will find out that we're going to be replacing all of the flooring in this whole building from the gymnasium back. We're going to be painting every single wall in this place. We're going to be replacing some tech equipment that has went bad on us. We have some air conditioning units that aren't working and need to be replaced. We're going to fix some plumbing issues. We're going to make some cosmetic changes to the commons area, and we're going to improve and reseal our entire parking lot outside. Now, when you think about that, that is a big, big project to take care of. It's a lot bigger than what most of us would think about in those terms. And so our stewardship pastor, and Neil Lancaster, and our facility manager, David Metter, they have done a great job. They've been working with contractors and insurance companies and getting us the best deal we can get for all of this work. But as you can imagine, if you've done any work in your home lately, it is expensive. And so you said, yes, sir? Okay, I thought you might have cussed or something. I don't know. The total cost for this project, everybody just take a deep breath and hold your heart, okay? The total cost for this project will be around $850,000 to get our building. Somebody whistled. I wasn't anticipating the whistles. Now, one of the biggest questions about that that you might have is, how are we going to pay for that? And I'm going to hand that over to my brother, Theo, to answer that question for us, okay? Share with us, man.
Well, I know that sounds like a lot, but I have some outstanding news to share with you. We already have $700,000 in hand for this project. All right. Our insurance company is going to cover us with $150,000 for the damages that we incurred, and because of God's goodness and your faithful generosity over the years, we've been able to put aside $550,000 towards this project in anticipation for something like this. So what that means is we have over 80% of this project already paid for. And I don't know about you, but that is praiseworthy. Amen?
Absolutely.
Amen.
Yep.
So guys, that leaves us with $150,000 to cover. And so our elders, we continued to discuss this and pray over the issue in the last few months. And one of the elders in one of our meetings said, why don't we just knock this thing out with one big offering? And so we talked about that, and the more we talked about it, the more it made sense. So today we are announcing that we are going to have a one-day special offering of $150,000, and that's going to cover everything. Now, I do want to share, I want to be real with you, this has to be covered over and above our offerings, our normal tithes and offerings. We felt it was wise that we have plenty of time to have you guys prepare for this, so the offering will occur in the first week of June, about 3 months from now. And in a few weeks, you will be receiving a mailer to your homes, to our members' homes. It will give you more information about the project and also give you instructions about how to donate. We want you to know that your elders have complete faith and confidence in what we are presenting to you today. Because not only do we serve an amazing God who can do immeasurable more than we could ever ask or imagine, but also the history of Eastside Christian Church has always seen us meet these challenges together. Think about when we had to build this facility or how we together had to navigate through COVID. We did those things together, all of us. We did it as a unified family, and with God's help, we can do that again. I am personally excited about the opportunity for us to demonstrate our faith in what God is doing here, and I cannot wait to celebrate with you the victory here at Eastside Christian Church.
Now, there's another important question that besides the idea of how we're going to financially support the project, and that is, why would we do that? Why would we do something like that? And that's a great question. And I think the most obvious answer to that is because this is God's house, and it deserves to be the best that it possibly can be for Him. And some of you might remember a story in the Old Testament when the Israelites came back to Jerusalem after being exiled for many years. And they immediately started, as soon as they got into the city, they immediately started to build their own homes, but they neglected the temple and God's house. And if you know that story, you know that God called them out on it. And He said that you're taking care of your own homes, but my home is in shambles. And our church facility is not in shambles, but it is moving in a direction where there's just things that we have to take care of. You would take care of them in your home, and so would I. And so our home improvement project are taking care of the things that are in God's house that are important to Him. Now, I think there's a second reason for this also, and you're going to find that out in a little bit when I begin to preach a new series today, and that is a series that I'm going to use leading up to Easter about how we can lead family and friends to Jesus. And all of us have those. I'm going to teach about that. And when we built this building, one of our objectives is that the facility itself would draw people to Jesus. And so we talked about things like curb appeal. And we have found in the last 13 years that has happened many, 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 many times. Is the beauty of this facility drew people here who eventually came to be known as followers of Jesus Christ. And so that's a real strong reason why we want to do this, to keep that momentum up. So I agree with my brother. Man, I think we can do this as a family. I want you to start praying about that, how God's going to lead you and your family to be a part of that, and do some thinking and some planning and preparing. We've got 3 months to make it happen. And then first weekend in June, man, we're going to give God the glory for it all. And it's just going to be a beautiful place here. Probably come sometime in the summer or fall when we're all done, and we're going to give God the glory for it. So good days ahead, okay? Good days ahead. Now, will you give it up for my buddy Theo, who came out here and talked about the money part, okay? Good stuff, Theo. Thank you, brother. Thank you so much.